Let's verify we've got in-game audio going out to the stream. Hey, can we... Alright, welcome aboard everybody. This is Agasically Stamus on the Rounding Off Infinity gaming channel on YouTube, and this is another entry, in my gaming diary chronicling my life and times as a gamer. So, got a bunch of new stuff going on tonight, which is the reason that I have stayed up late, because I wanted to get all this testing in tonight, not during my free day tomorrow. But I had a lot of technical challenges that prevented me from getting started on time, so I also need to do a test streaming from my secondary gaming PC, and so before I got that started, I wanted to do a case mod. So I had 3 new 120mm cooling fans with blue LEDs that I needed to complete, and I wanted to do that before I even sat down to start trying to live stream this session. So I got that done, and that took a lot more time than I had originally planned. Getting the first cooling fan in was a problem because it is a exhaust fan for my Cooler Master CPU heatsink and fan assembly, which is a huge Mongo-sized aftermarket heatsink and fan. I do now have both an intake fan and an exhaust fan to both pull cool air across the big aluminum fans, or fins, as well as a separate fan to pull that air, the hot air, off. But that was a problem because inside the case there's just not a lot of room, and once I'd assembled the second fan to use as the exhaust fan for the fins, there was not a lot of room to then try and make sure that the hooks, the stabilizer hooks on the that kind of go around the fins and grip the fin block, would attach and stay on. I had to kind of get in there with a finger and push them on, which was very difficult because mechanically there's just not a lot of maneuvering room inside that Raid Max Ninja 2 case. So that was kind of the first challenge. And then putting on the second fan, which was a roof fan at the top of the case. Turns out the plastic kind of armor on the top of the case was actually secured by 2 screws, which I didn't know. And the second screw was blocked by the heatsink and fan assembly because I had put the second fan on. So I actually had to take the fan off, get that screw out of there, which was still difficult even with the fan off. And then get the screw off and then put the fan back on. Even then, once I took the roof off of the case, it had 4 plastic stands in there to hold a fan. Those 4 plastic stands, the screw threads on them and the mounts were too thin to accommodate the screws that came with the fan. So I had to use the 2 screws that used to hold the roof of the case on. That was fine because the roof actually kind of slides on and has plastic stanchions that hold it in place anyway. The screws were just like extra. So, but I only had 2 of them, and despite all of the extra screws that I had standing around, I did not have any extra screws of that nature with an actual pointy end of the screw. So at one point doing all this, I went into my extra nut-bolted screw case that I have for PC builds and opened the case, and all of the screws exploded. So I had to stop and pick those up. So it was a big pain. No, what happened? Man. So I'm probably going to play one more game. I don't know why I really need to do this. So I finally got the second fan in there, and then when it came time to put on the third fan, which was the front panel, accommodates 2 120mm fans. One was already in there, came stock with the case, so and was the lower front panel fan. So I was putting in the upper front panel fan, and same thing. The screws that came with the fan were too thick to go into the very thinly threaded holes that were in the front. And even though I had a few kind of tall screws, because that's what the other fan was screwed in with, the ones I had did not work. So I went through several cases of trial and error. I tried pointy-ended screws; those didn't work. Finally, what worked were I noticed that it looked like the screws for the fan that came installed with it had locking nuts underneath the screws. Of course, I didn't have any locking nuts. I tried standoff shields. They're kind of non-conductive material that you used to use on screws, that you used to mount the motherboard. Those didn't work. Finally, I tried a few screws that I had with kind of like a lock grill. Locking grill on the back. They were kind of specially threaded to produce kind of a counter thread once the underside of the screw head came in contact with the mounting surface. So those did work. But like I said, it was. I would almost say that it took me as long to get those 3 fans in as it took me to build the whole original PC assembly in the first place. But at the end of the day, all 3 fans are in there, and CPU temps are down anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees, so objective achieved, I would say. So that was everything that happened before I could even get started. And then I just set up and troubleshooting took a little extra time tonight because I'm working with a lot of new gear. So let's run down. I hate flower power. Yay. I gotta remember that bomb ready. I gotta remember that bomb and my super weapon are 2 different power-ups. I've often used one and then forget that I have the other. So I am playing on the nVidia Shield Portable tonight. I actually just recently factory reset it because it had gotten too full of games, and several games that I had installed on the 32GB microSD card were not working. And the thing had become so full that it would not pull down updates, and I was like, I'm not having that, and I'm not about to sit here and try to troubleshoot my way out of it, so I just wiped everything and started over, which is fine. So I'm playing on that platform tonight. I have a ton of stuff hooked up in the back. So I have an HDMI out cable going to the game capture device. I've got external power hooked up because it's basically consuming the same amount of power that it would to power an external display, even though I'm not powering an external display. Plastic. I hate those things, they always jam me up in the corner. Got a bomb ready. And even when I remember I have the bomb, the problem is that the bomb, as you just saw there, it takes a while to power up. Plastic. No, don't get flower power. I remember trying to stay on camera. So I'm working over here at what I call Workstation 3, which is currently where I have what I refer to as Desktop 3, which is the streaming PC, an HP 410-030. So that's why I'm standing up tonight, because I've got this station rigged as my standing workstation for the month. I've had it with all that noise. Oh, and then I have audio hooked up also, because at a 46% health. Because I'm using an open air mic, and so I needed something to get the game audio out of the wind, so the open air mic doesn't pick it up. So for game capture tonight, I am using a new game capture device that I recently picked up. Blasted, I hit both my super weapon and bomb. This is the AverMedia GC550 Live Gamer Extreme. So I was testing the another AverMedia product last week, the Game Capture HD2. Which which is the C285, also by AverMedia. So everything that I used in the first year of this channel, or every video that I shot in the first year of this channel was shot with the Elgato HD60. That was kind of the only thing I've known, and I'd seen other game capture devices on the market that had not gotten as good reviews, but I also know that there's a tendency, particularly in this space, for there to be kind of a mob mentality. So I kind of just decided that I needed to check a lot of these other devices out myself. Like I said, so I picked up the C285 and the G550. So I think even if I make it through this level, I can't remember if this game is endless or if it actually has levels. I think the game actually ends at some point. Now it's back up to 100% health. But that's... I got nothing. I got nothing. This is sick. Good health. So like I said, I'm using the GC555 tonight, and the associated software package, RE Central, also by AverMedia. So, let's see, and then for webcam, I'm using the Logitech C310, 720p webcam. And for audio, I'm using the AverMedia Aegis GM310 audio pod. So that's an interesting little device that I actually got for free when I ordered the parts for this PC build, from Newegg. That was wasted. So, let's see what to talk about here. So the GC550, I wish I could talk about the C285 because I was really impressed with that device. But you can check those, Monkey Talker, you can check those videos out. So I recorded some Titanfall 2 with that, as well as some other games last week. I hate this thing. Again, I got nothing here for him. 70% health. Got him. Okay, so pretty cool. So just real quick to wrap things up. Done playing for now. So another technical challenge that I had today was the webcam, for some reason, on this RE Central software came up inverted, and I could not figure out how to get that to change. So I actually took it off the monitor top and have it sitting on a laptop stand. Not a laptop stand, I'm sorry, a tablet stand flipped over, just as a workaround. So, so look, I'm going to talk about the GC550 in another video, as well as the Aegis GM310. So thanks a lot for joining in tonight. Like I said, this was mostly a test run and gave an opportunity for me to demo Alpha Wave, although I have done streaming video with that before. So for anybody who wanders by this, thanks so much for checking it out. And for anybody who came by the live stream, if I miss you, thanks for stopping by as well. This has been Agasically Famous in the wee hours of the morning on the 26th of December, the day after Christmas 2016. This has been yet another entry in my gaming diary, and I am out of here.